Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to talk to you guys about my story on me delivering prematurely at 28 weeks with twin girls. It all started on October 2nd, 2019. I was working and I had to get off early because I had to go to my doctor's appointment, usual 2-week checkup. And this particular checkup, usually they just do an ultrasound and check for the heartbeats and make sure that everything is okay with blood flow and everything like that. Well, me and Fabian went into the ultrasound room, and for some reason, the ultrasound tech called the doctor in, and the doctor told us to wait in the other room. So we grab our stuff, go into the other room and wait. So the doctor comes in and she goes, "Okay, so when I tell you this, I don't want you to freak out." So of course, my big pregnant behind, I'm starting to freak out. My eyes start watering. I'm like, what's going on? So she's like, "The babies are okay. However, we want to get you to the hospital to get steroid shots because one of the babies at the time with baby B, which is Isla, her blood flow is abnormal. So it's not within the limits that the doctors want it to be." So I was like, okay. And then I start crying. She's like, "It's okay. I know I hit you with a lot of news at once." So we went home. I packed some things, and Fabian's like, "Tisha, why are you packing stuff? We're only going to be there for the night." And I was like, "Fabian, you never know. Like, let's just pack some stuff, get some things going." So I pack many things as I can remember because we're in a rush. Like, the doctor told us to get to the hospital to get the steroid shots as soon as possible. So we go to the triage in labor and delivery, and we get the steroid shots. And we're in triage for a long time, like hours. Probably like 5 hours. We were just in the triage room, and I didn't even have a room or anything. So at night is when they gave me an IV. They gave it to me in my hand, and that hurt so bad. I don't even have like the scar for it anymore, but that hurt so bad. Those of you who deliver know that you have to get an IV in your arm. So that hurt really bad. The nurse she knew what she was doing, but it hurt. So anyways, she put the IV in my hand, and then later on she was like, "All right, I'm going to give you 2 steroid shots. One of them is going to be they're going to be in your butt." And I was like, "Whoa, I got to be on my butt, on my belly for this? Can we do it somewhere else?" And the lady was like, "Yeah, we could do it in your leg." And I was like, "Okay, let's do it in the leg." So she did it in the leg. The shot itself did not hurt, but the after pain of the steroid shot, if any of you guys had steroid shots, they hurt so bad. So bad. Hold that thought. I guess she wanted some mommy time. This is my daughter, Anaya. The other one is in the room asleep. So anyways, steroid shots, they hurt so bad. So after I had the steroid shots, I finally get admitted into my room. And this is like after so long, like I finally get admitted to my room. And I was like, "Okay, so can I go home now?" And they're like, "Well, we have to keep you for 24 hours to make sure that the steroid shots worked." And I was like, "Okay." And then the next morning they came in and they were like, "Okay, we're going to go take you to ultrasound and make sure that the babies are okay so that way you can go home. But I want to warn you, in situations like this, you'll most likely have to stay until you deliver." So I go, stay until I deliver? I'm only 20. At the time I was 27 weeks. I'm like, I'm only 27 weeks pregnant. Like, the babies are not ready to come out yet. This is not how it's supposed to be. So I have no idea. Like, I'm thinking I'm going to stay in the hospital for like 2 more months until the babies are ready to come out. So I wait all day to see when if I have to stay or not. And they continued taking my blood pressure, taking my vitals, and my blood pressure was just going up, going up, going up, going up. It would not come down for anything, and I have no idea why. I always was perfectly healthy. I always had good blood pressure, good vitals, everything. So I had no idea like why my blood pressure was so high. So then the doctors come back that night, and I had some visitors in my room, some of my closest friends, and the doctor, she said, "I'm so sorry, Miss Johnson, you're gonna have to stay until delivery. Your blood pressure is a little bit high, and we're concerned that you have preeclampsia." So I like immediately started crying. Like I had an episode, like I was crying, my nose started bleeding, and my heart rate went from like 80 to like 140, and like just like that, because I'm like, oh my God, I have to go to work still. Like I'm not even ready. Like I don't have as many things that I should have for bringing twins home. And they're like, it's okay, Miss Johnson, like just relax, everything will be okay. Like we're at this moment, your health and the baby's health is what's most important right now. So my mom, she calmed me down and everything, and I was like, all right, we're staying at the hospital until I deliver. So after that happened, I'm gonna put her down real quick. Okay, so after that happened, I'm in the hospital for like almost a weck at this point. And my baby shower was supposed to be on October 6th, but since I got admitted into the hospital on October 2nd, there was no baby shower, or at least not a baby shower that I wanted. And I don't plan on getting pregnant again. Hopefully I don't get pregnant again, because this experience was enough for me to be like, no to not anymore. So I had like a little small get together, but I didn't have too many people come on the day that I was supposed to have a baby shower, because my blood pressure was really high, so I was on blood pressure pills, and they put me on something called magnesium, which makes you in a complete daze. Like you're tired all day, you're groggy, you can't really move out of bed unless, well, the nurses don't let you get out of bed unless you absolutely have to use the bathroom, and you can't do anything on magnesium. So I was on magnesium like 2 days before October 6th. And so people were telling me like, are you sure you want to have a get together? And I was like, yeah, like this is my first pregnancy. Like I want people to come celebrate me giving birth. So I wound up having a small get together on October 6th, which was really fun. I don't regret any of it. And I'm gonna show some pictures. So that was fun, but towards the end of the event, I started not to feel well at all. Like I just felt so weak. My ankles were so swollen. Like I had no ankles. Like they were swollen. Like there's not even any words to put how swollen they were. My ankles were swollen. My heart was racing a little bit, and I just felt super groggy. I just wanted to lay down at that point, but I did have so much fun, and I really do appreciate everyone who came out to celebrate with me. So 2 days after October 6th, so it's October 8th, they came in my hospital room that morning, and they were like, Miss Johnson, we might have to deliver today. And I'm like, what? Already? Like, at this point, I'm only 28 weeks. And they're like, yeah, the blood flow to baby Isla is still not in the range that we want it to be. And your blood pressure is still high. It's not coming down, no matter what blood pressure pills or medicine we put you on. So I was like, oh my God. And I like started crying. I called Fabian up. I'm like, Fabian, you have to get here right away. He stayed with me the whole time in the hospital. It just happens that the night before they told me that, he went home to take care of our pet Shimo, of our cat. He went home to take care of our cat Shimo, and he just that's the only night he happened to not be there. So I called him immediately. I was like, they want to deliver, so get here now. So he came in like 10 minutes, and I started calling out the rest of my family. I'm like, they might want to deliver today. I don't know. They haven't said anything definite. So at like 11 o'clock in the morning, they come back in and they check my blood pressure, and they're like, okay, still not going down. It was like 170 over 100 or something like that. So it was really high. And they're like, this is not normal, so we are going to go ahead and deliver today. And I was like, oh my God, like nothing really sunk into me yet. Everything was kind of still a blur. And so they put me right back on magnesium, and it was so terrible. I was so groggy, and I just could not get out of bed. I barely remember anything from that day before I delivered. All I remember is the NICU. There was a NICU doctor that came in and explained to me everything that was going on. And she told me what to expect, and the worst case scenario that, the baby doesn't make it, they will hand the baby to us, and I don't even want to talk about it. So I was worried that was going to be the case, but thank God it wasn't. These are my miracle babies. I love them so, so much. So anyways, the NICU doctor came to explain what was going to happen, and I was just so overwhelmed and stressed. I was so stressed because I was like, why me? Like, why am I in this situation? I'm perfectly healthy, and I have to deliver early because of a health issue, because I have severe preeclampsia. So they got the OR prep because I was having an emergency C-section, because you can't push 2 babies out at 28 weeks. That's not ethical. So they told me that I had to have a C-section. I didn't have a choice at that point. And they got Fabian all gowned up, and the whole time they were wheeling me to the OR, I was like, where's Fabian? Where's Fabian? And they're like, he can't come in until we're about to cut you open, blah, blah, blah. So then they get me into the OR room. They give me the epidural shot. Now, being that I did not have any contractions whatsoever, because I was still only 28 weeks, so I was giving birth 2 months early, I didn't have any contractions or anything. So they gave me the epidural. The nurse told me to, put my head on her shoulders. So I was putting my head on her shoulders, and I was like, please don't hurt, please don't hurt, please don't hurt. So then the needle goes in my back, and I flinch, and I'm like, I start freaking out, and the nurse is like, you're okay, just don't move. And I was like, am I okay? I flinch. She's like, yeah, you're okay. So then she gave me another shot, and I was like, hold on, I thought the epidural was only one time. So then another sharp pain goes up my back, and I'm like, oh. So then she was like, you're okay. So I lay back down on the bed, and I'm thinking my knees are up. So I'm like, are my knees up? And then she's like, no, your legs are flat. And I'm like, okay. So then I start feeling like tingly all in my legs. Like I'm starting not to feel anything. So then I see one of the nurses like going like this, like up my hoo-ha. And I just see her like shoving something in there. I'm like, are you putting something down there? And she's like, yeah, I'm putting the catheter in. And I'm like, I do not feel a thing. I did not feel anything at that point. And I was like, So then I finally see Fabian, and I'm like, oh, thank God you're here. Like, because I did not want to do this alone. So they also sedated me a little bit, but I didn't want them to sedate me that bad because I wanted to hear them cry at least. So then they are like, at this point they're cutting me open. They're trying to get the babies out, and I go, ooh, I feel them kicking. and the nurse looks over, she goes, oh no, they're taking the babies out right now. I'm like, what? All you feel with epidural is like a little bit of pressure. Like, that's it. You don't feel anything. So I hear one baby cry and I'm like, oh, she's okay, thank God. And then I hear another baby cry and I'm like, oh my God, thank God. And then I wake up in the recovery room. I don't remember anything that happened after that. Well, I do remember waking up and I'm like, ow, ow, ow. And the doctors were saying, oh, we're just finishing up the last stitch, it's okay. And I'm like, ow, not so hard. And like, I wanted to like go down there and shove their hand away, but of course the drape was over and I couldn't really reach my arms anywhere. So I was just like, ow, ow, ow. So then after that, then I don't remember anything until waking up in the recovery room, seeing my mom there. And they were just telling me that the girls are okay. They were both intubated at the time, but now they are okay. They spent 77 days in the NICU, and every single day I was there right by their side, learning how to do everything and just making sure that I knew how to do their care. I was pumping every 3 hours, and I produced so much milk. And when they came home, like, I was breastfeeding for a while. They're 6 months now, so I've stopped breastfeeding during the day. I only breastfeed at night, and they get formula during the day. But yeah, that experience was one of the most traumatic experiences of my life, but it was also the best experience of my life, and it is something that I never want to go through again. So that's why, because what if I get pregnant and I wound up having 2 more twins, having another emergency C-section, spending another 2.5 months in the NICU? Like, that's I can't. So that's my story on me delivering prematurely at 28 weeks. I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and make sure to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bells for when I post more videos, and make sure to leave a comment down below. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye.